And in particular, I think there are three things required for reconciliation, and they're here in this chapter. If you want reconciliation to take place, you must have these three things in place. And the first thing is repentance. There's no reconciliation without repentance. That is to say, on one side or the other, or maybe on both sides, coming and sincerely saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, full stop. Not one of those I'm sorry but, and here's my list of excuses for what I did. But I'm sorry, I'm truly sorry. That's repentance. That's the beginning of repentance. And the determination not to do so again. And you can never have a full reconciliation without that. Joseph was finally convinced by this point, by Judah's speech in chapter 44 in particular, that Andy brought to us last Sunday, that there was a reality to the repentance of his brothers. This wasn't just kind of a knee-jerk reaction to their terror that this man who's now revealed himself to be Joseph was going to slam them into prison. You can imagine that, can't you? That it might just have been, in which case we are really sorry. Actually, we really are. Just in order to avoid punishment. They were truly sorry for what they had done. The earlier chapters speak of their gnawing sense of guilt, haunting them. And Judah in the previous chapter is prepared to pay the price, actually to put himself in the place of Benjamin, to have himself imprisoned instead of Benjamin. They're all the marks of repentance and grace here. And so Joseph, by this stage, he can no longer control himself, as it says. He caves, that the floodgates are opened, and at last he's able to reveal himself. Now I'm sure that if there hadn't been repentance on the part of the brothers, I'm sure that Joseph wouldn't have crushed them or wreaked his revenge or locked them up forever, despite what they'd done to him all those years ago, 22 years before. But there could not have been this full, warm, affectionate reconciliation and embrace. Not without their repentance, not without our repentance. There can be no reconciliation amongst us without repentance, without true sorrow for offenses. And there can be no reconciliation with God without our repentance. A real sorrow for sin and a turning from it to God.